Hi guys, happy nail day. This is the inspo for what we're going to do today, and I am just fitting my nails to the right tips. And you don't have to use a bunch of glue. This glue dries really fast, so you don't have to do too much to it. You just set it on your nail and it dries pretty fast. But I fit all of my nails to the nail tips. And after I'm done, I'm just showing you how much nail glue I use on my thumb. After that, I will cut them down to the size that I want. I already did my left hand, so. And if it looks a little wonky, you're gonna shape them anyways, so I just cut them down to the length that I want, and then I shape them. And I shaped them kind of coffin, a little bit more ballerina than coffin, but shaping away. And you don't have to use like a specialized file. I just bought mine from Walmart. And this came in my old acrylic nail kit, so I just use that because I like how it does. But I'm all done shaping. Next thing I'm gonna do is use my nail Dremel and do my cuticles. And there's different tools you can use. You can see to the left of me, but the right of you. There's one with like a little red sphere on the bottom. I usually use that for my cuticles because it's not so invasive. But I use this tool today, just wiping off all the excess on it. And then cutting the excess of all my cuticles. I hope you guys like this look. I did something a little bit out of my box when it came to the nail art, but you'll see that here in a little bit. But all done with my cuticles. The next thing I'm going to do is my acrylic. I don't take a lot on my very first bead, and I just put it on the very front of it, and then I take another bigger bead and I just wipe off all the excess. And I kind of just build up my nail a little bit. And when I dip my brush into the acrylic, I wipe off one side completely and then halfway on the other side. And that should give you enough liquid to get a good bead. And I just do that for the rest of my nails. Now, I'm not a professional or anything. I just started doing acrylic, so I'm still learning the technique, but it does the job. I went to my local nail supply store and I bought this. It's actually dip powder, but it works really well for acrylic as well. I know a lot of people wonder if you can use dip powder for acrylic, and this is my first time actually trying it. And it worked really well, and it's actually really easy to maneuver the bead around your nail. And when you pick up your bead, make sure before you put it onto your nail that the whole bead looks wet. Because if not, it's really hard to shape it to your nail. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing because it was really hard to get a good angle. But I'll just do that to the rest of my nails. And then I'm done. Wipe off my brush. Kind of move some things out of the way, and then I'm going to file. I bought this file at Walmart. It works really good for me. And then there's different nail tips for my Dremel, and this is the one that I'm using for around my cuticles, just to make it look a little bit more sharp. I'm just going to Dremel away. As you just saw, like, I put it underneath my nail to try and make it a little bit more round underneath. I switched to the rounded one just so that I could get my cuticles a little bit better. Dremel, Dremel, Dremel away. I didn't do my other hand on camera, but I wanted to show you guys this part and how I get my base before I do my nail art. Just brushing away all of that and filing a little bit more. There was a little piece that stayed on the bottom of the nail that I could not get, so I just took my little tool and I cut it off. I think for the 4th time I think I've done my acrylic nails, I don't think they look too bad. And it's a lot cheaper than going to the nail salon, so and after you're done filing and everything, you'll go wash your hands. And don't use soap or anything, I just wash them with water just to get all of the dust off of my nails before I do my nail art. I didn't realize how much I filed. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so it doesn't surprise me, but that's kind of what I got. And then I'm going to take the buffer and go over all of my nails. It just makes it smooth. But that's the finished look after application. The next thing I'm going to do is my nail art. And that's what it looks like. It's a little different, but I like it. I'm going to show you how I did it on the other hand. It's my little yin and yang. I just used the Beetles nail art gel, and I used my pinpoint, and I just drew the French tip on it. Next I'm going to do the pink. I'm going to do a pink French tip, and then I already laid out some red and green for my cherries, and I'll just do the French tip. My camera would not focus when I was doing my nail art, so I apologize. But then I'm going to go in with a light blue for the sky. And I use my pinpoint just to get a little bit more even. So you'll do your Frenchies. And I cure it for about 10 seconds before I do the next nail, just in case I bump it into something and I don't want it to rush off. My thumb is the hardest part. I could not figure out how to do it on camera, so I just brought it closer to me and I tried to show you guys. A lot of the gel polishes that I got on Amazon, and I'll link the ones that I bought down below so that if you guys like the colors, you guys can buy them too. And I just put a bunch of dots and brush it out to try and make it look like clouds. And then I'm going to take the red and do 2 dots for the cherries. And you guys can do whatever nail art you guys want to after application. This is just what I chose for the next 2 weeks. Use a little bit of green. I'm going to put my hand in the light here in a second, just so the red and the green don't blend together. I cured it for about 10 seconds, and then I went in with my green for the little stems. After I'm done doing the stems, I think I'm going to go on to the little smiley face on my pointer finger. And go in with some black and do my little smiley face. Cute little smiley face. And the last thing I'm going to do is my thumb. And all I'm going to do is go in with some white and do a bunch of dots. And follow the line of the French tip that you did. And try not to go too much over it. It'll still look cute, but that's what I did. I followed the line. Again, my camera refused to focus, but that's what I got. I'm going to cure it for about 60 seconds. And then I'm going to use this top coat. It's one of my favorites. Get it open. And then I'm going to go in with my top coat. And I will cure this for another 60 seconds after I'm done. That's just the acetone that I use. I bought it at Walmart. Whenever you can buy non-wipe top coats, but I don't have one. So I just use my acetone to make sure that it's dry. So the gel's dry. And after that, I'm going to go in, and that's pretty much it. And then I'm going to go in with my cuticle oil. Put that on my cuticles. after finishing up my cuticles, that should be it. I'm gonna close it up. And that's the finished look. Hope you guys like it. Bye, guys.